Hello and welcome to episode 2 of my city build. My name's Michael and I like games. So I've been going through my assets and mods. I've recently done one of Biffa's challenges where you don't use any mods or assets. I've had a mess about with this, and as far as I can tell, one of them no longer works. Now, oh, there we go. Right, so we're seeing the effects of that now. So immediately, as soon as I've loaded this map up, we're now at a population of 2,200. Now, if you keep an eye on the population count, it just absolutely skyrockets. So we're not doing anything else here. Okay, right, let's go back to this because it's something that I've got to keep on top of because it's affecting the city in some fairly strange ways. Now we'll double check our budget first. Yeah, so we'll adjust our budget to 100% on everything. Oh, wrong one. There we go, 99. Don't know why I'm worrying about the nighttime one, to be honest. I rarely play at night time just because it's a pain to see anything. It looks quite nice, but it's a pain to build anything. So yeah, so it's affected. So power, we're still way off on power. Oh no, it's adjusting slowly. Water is all right. I'm going to pause that again. Get another power station on the go. We'll build an actual power station, I think, rather than. So I'll put that in down here. That's still connected, good. So yeah, so population, we've got another nearly 600 people moving in. There we are, 670, and I saw. I've had to load this up a couple of times because it's caused a few issues. I saw that earlier on. It went up to 2,000 odd people moving in. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what mod has caused it. So I've had to go through all of my mods and assets, just make sure they're all compatible with each other and just have a bit of a mess about of it. I don't know which one it is that's causing it, but it's obviously affected the game fairly heavily. So yeah, we were struggling to get up to 2,200 people in the last episode, and now it's just absolutely skyrocketed. I'm hoping it doesn't cause a massive traffic issue here. We'll have to keep an eye on it. If it does, it does, but we'll clear it eventually. Wow, there we go. So, okay, so yeah, they're all starting to move in. Right, what we'll do, we'll double check our junctions on here. So, no, not that one. We want this one. Right, so you can go straight through. So can you, and that's already set to it. Okay. Right. Okay. So obviously it's gonna change how we play this game now. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. We'll pause it for a minute while we're talking. No, we'll let it run. Actually, get these people moved in. Right. So yeah, our residential need has dropped off a cliff, and our industrial has gone absolutely mad. I don't think we can set. No, oh no, right, 6,500, that's annoying. So I had this sort of episode planned out how I wanted to do it previously. Obviously that's now no longer going to happen. We've got different needs and different things we've got to do. So what I'm going to be doing now is working on the Industries DLC stuff. So up here we have a sort of little foresty area. I'm going to start putting a forest in there. Let's double check for... Is it this one? No, we go on the resources tab up here. So, do we have any fertile land within our bit? We do, but it's down there. I want to save that for like a bigger sort of city down there potentially. Where could we build our farmland? We can't really zoom out enough on this one to see it. Okay, so I can sort of tell from the ground colour, so here's where our fertile land was. We have a little patch here, and we've got some over here, sort of scattered about. There's not actually that much on this map. We are able to put that in, so we can go to ground resources, and we can actually put fertile land in. So we'll just do a little bit over, let's lose this menu here. So brush size there, so we can actually put in a bit of fertile land wherever we like. Same with the ore and oil as well, but I'm not going to get too involved for that. Right, so what we'll do now we've got this sort of main road in here, we can have a little sort of industry area come off of here. So I'm just going to put in a little sort of junction road there just to get it started, and then we're going to go for these. Where are they? So yeah, 2-lane gravel road. So we're just going to have a couple of these going around up here. So one up there, one down there, and we'll put one in up to there, one to there, and one to there. Right, okay. So we are going to make a zone out of this area here, and we are also going to paint in where is it? Industry area. So we're going to paint in an industry area over the top of this as well. So hopefully we'll keep them roughly the same size. So I try to, where I do an industry area, and yeah, where I do an industry area, I do try to have it relatively the same to a sort of zone as well, just so I can control things a bit better. Bidding up there, doesn't need to be perfect. Right, so what we're also going to do, industrial specialisation, we can change that to forestry, using the actual standard zone stuff, and then the industry zone over the top of that. Right, so let's go to forestry now. We need to build in a main forestry building, so we can have that in off the main road here. And now we can do a sawmill, tree plantation, and small log yard. Right, okay, so we're going to do... Right, let's come out of this. Ooh, too far. That's annoying, that thing's right in the way there. And we're going to do a couple of these things. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to alter the road here to make these fit. That's where roads. We'll extend that. We'll build that. And we're going to pull that road right back. And then that can come up there and to there. And we're going to lose that bit. Right, excellent. Right, so the way these sort of work, we've got our basically our extractor buildings, our process buildings, our unique factories and commercial zones. So where are we? So if we check in on this industrial area info, we can see, so we've got the raw forestry products, which is this. At the minute there's no sort of call for paper or plain timber, so that's put straight out as effectively wood. So we need a plain timber building. Which would be, I believe it's the processing buildings. So you come down here, go in processing buildings, and there we go, sawmill. So we can put in a couple, so I'm going to put in 2 of those there, and we'll need somewhere to store everything, so we're going to go for a small log yard. If we build it here, then that's in off the main road. Okay, so that should be... That should work for the time being. Now we need to set this. That's already set to balance. Okay. So multiple. Right. Okay. Yes, obviously. I'm forever forgetting water. But if you've seen my version of the Biffa sort of 30-minute challenge, you know one of the things that I always forget is water pipes. I forget electricity. I forget basically to stick in all of the boring stuff, which is yeah, creates issues, but nothing we can't sort out fairly quickly. Right, okay, so the industry area, we have the production buildings. These, so when these get up, they'll send out trucks into the next sort of section of building, so these will send it out into, I believe they go into the small log yard. So once these trucks have, well, once these areas have enough wood, they send it out here. So what we should do with that actually is move it up to, we'll move that up to, we'll put it there, yeah, we'll put it there for the time being. So they'll feed this building. We'll cut our power off again, that's clever. There we go. So they'll feed it into this building. Once this has enough to balance the store in here, it will then send out trucks to go into our production buildings. So if you have these fairly close to this, obviously the number of trucks in use, that goes 1, maybe 2. That doesn't really get particularly used from... Oh, okay, so we've hit another milestone fairly quickly there as well because of this population issue we've got. So once this is up to the balance level, it will then send these trucks out into these buildings here. So if these buildings don't need enough wood, so there's then a build up of wood here, what will happen is these 12 trucks will drive out of the city to deliver it elsewhere because it's balanced. It will get to a certain point and then it will start emptying it. If there's no need to empty it into these, they'll empty it into basically exports around other cities, and what will happen is you'll have no trucks available here. These buildings will say they're out of wood, so for the time being you need to sort of get this sort of set up and scale it correctly. So if you go for sort of heavy on these products here and then work out how this is going to be best affected afterwards, I found that's a fairly good option. And this applies to basically whatever size city you're building, whatever size industry you're building. Right, okay, so right, this, right, so that's up there. So what we need to do as well, we'll need to double check, so our education is okay for the time, but we've got power issues. Okay, we'll come back to that in a sec. So that's alright. Medical's alright, they've got coverage for that. Okay. So power, we've got issues with that now. What are the issues with that? So our consumption is just because they're not getting enough fuel into these things, maybe. So that's on 8 weeks, that's 7 weeks. Okay, so yeah, we do have issues with traffic coming in. This will clear eventually. The one benefit to this is our sort of finance has gone, it's got well over the top. Hopefully that's okay. So it's not helped our park out too much just yet. Right, so what can we do now? So we've got to keep an eye on this because we're expanding fairly quickly. So what else can we build? So on Boomtown we can, right, so we've got transport options now, so we can do buses, taxis and ferries. We've got a few different types of road we can use. Let's go down here. So different types of roads, different types of service building. Right, okay, so healthcare. So we've unlocked the cemetery, so we need to keep an eye on that. We've got geothermal heating plant. Right, that's for the what's it called now? I forget the DLC that's from. I've forgotten the name of the DLC that's from now. Okay, never mind. And we can do wave power plant. Okay. And then from this we've got city policies and oil specialisation, loads more policies, loads of different types of road, and loads more sort of service buildings that we can put in. So we can now do an oil power plant, bigger hospital, bigger police station, bus station, jet ski rental. Okay. Right, okay, so healthcare options. So basically the bigger buildings we can put in. We've got a children's hospital as well we can do. Interesting. Right, so we need to now get in a cemetery, so we're going to put that in. We're going to put that in. Well, where should we put that? Where's going to be the best place for this? I think we'll put that in here, so it's sort of near our main bulk of people and fairly close to the main road. We've got elder care, so we can put one of these in, not next to the cemetery. I think that would probably be a bit much. We'll put that over there. Children's health centre, that can go in. Where should we put that? I'll tell you what, we'll get. Can that fit in there? Oh no. Okay. Oh, it'll go in there, so we can put that in there. Right, so we've got these buildings in now. We don't need a bigger hospital just yet. we've got a children's hospital. I think these are sort of different assets that I've downloaded. So we've got a children's hospital, exactly what it says on the tin. We've got the I think this is the Liberator, I think. It's not coming up with a name now. Oh, right, Generosity. So it's a really big hospital, and we have this one, the Rhino Hospital. So patient capacity 1,400. This thing is massive. So yeah, it's so big. It comes with 3 roads rather, that you can put in. That does healthcare, and it also does death care as well. It will send out hearses to pick people up and then take them to your other facility. So if you have this here, you'll send out your hearse, pick up a person from here, and then take them to this cemetery here. So it uses the existing sort of death care stuff. It just gives you better vehicle capacity. Right, so we now have police headquarters. We've got the enforcer as well, which is another sort of asset that I've got. Right, community school. So we're going to need to start thinking about upping this fairly soon. So we're going to put in another one. Going to put in another one of these over here, I think. Where should we put that? We'll put it in. We'll put it in here, I think. Yeah, that'll do. And double check our services. So garbage collection we've already got. We've just tackled. So we've got healthcare. We've now got death care. We've now got childcare, and we've now got elder care. So we're all right for that. Fire safety's alright, crime is okay. Education, we've just sorted that out. Okay, so we can now also do sort of transit stuff. So I've just spent all my money on the other buildings. We'll let the game run for a little bit. We'll let a lot of these people move in. And we'll come back to the transit network. So what I want to do, I want to turn this into basically a transport hub. Where is the nearest train? So we've got a train line over here. That comes down to this section here. Trying to see all of it at the minute. So we have. So that train line comes into. Right. So that comes into here. That goes down to here. That comes up to here. And then that disappears off. So we could potentially extend this line up here, maybe. Or just keep the train stuff down here, and then just have a sort of different network up here linking them. Not too sure. We'll see what happens with that. Right, so we still have a massive industrial need. How are we getting on up here? So we have 10 out of 12 workers. It doesn't say if we have any workers there. How many have we got? So we're still, I mean, we could still have a few more workers in that bit. Yeah, so I've let the game run for a little bit, and this number is going up, so slowly we are getting more and more workers into there. Obviously these buildings won't be at full capacity until such time as we have all the workers in. But I did want to try and avoid those sticking lots and lots. There goes, is that a spaceship? That is, isn't it? That's a spaceship. Let's go. We can use this view to there. Oh. Oh, come on. Come on. Yeah, there's a spaceship flying around there. Okay. Obviously, an interesting asset that I picked up from somewhere. So I don't generally go too mad with the bus lines. I sort of put in a couple just to keep people happy. I think they're all right. Okay, so that's going to want to come in through there. Just wondering if we could force some. Oh no, because we haven't built that main road yet. We'll stick it in there and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so I think they're all right. They give the sort of bit of a boost to the areas, but overall, I think they can be a bit more trouble than they're worth. Let's stick one in there, and we're going to come up here. Come on, go there. And down here. And then to there. Right, okay. So these ones here, these are assets that I've downloaded. I think these are all by Quad. These are basically high capacity versions of the base buildings. So you've got an 800 capacity for this this school, which I think it's not unrealistic, but it's obviously a lot more than the sort of few hundred that you get for these. So we can put that in. Where should we put that in? I think as this area is going to be redesigned at some point, we'll just go for a standard size school and we'll put it in here. Right, we still have loads of capacity on that one. Ooh, right, okay, so we can now do biomass pallets, furniture factory, sawdust storage, and forest workers barracks and small tree sapling fields. Right, okay, we shall come back to those. I think for the time being, I'm just going to stick in a dirty, great big oil power plant there. And we're going to give them a load more industry down there. What's our unemployment rate actually? This one, 29%. Wow. Okay. So most of them are in the well-educated section as well. That may be a problem for the industry stuff. They're going to be over-educated working. Yeah. So 11 over-educated workers. 9 over, yeah, so they're all over-educated in these areas, so we do sort of need office industry, but we haven't got the population size for that, not yet anyway. So the next one is, yeah, so we should be getting that fairly soon actually. Okay, oh, okay, big town, so we've got another square, we've got taxation policies, we've got campus there, so we can start doing campuses now. Okay, so we've got the level 5 buildings, so intercity bus, right, IT cluster, excellent. Need that quite badly. We've got a lot more policies, and I believe we should have. Yep, we've got our high density stuff. We've got a lot more sort of service buildings, so we've unlocked quite a fair bit now. We have. Right, okay, this is going to take a while to get through. I think now we're at the stage now where we can pretty much just build whatever we like, wherever we like. So I would quite like to, if we buy this, we could now start getting some high density stuff in down here potentially. Yeah, I think that was my plan sort of all along, was to get high density in this area and have this as like the main sort of built up bit. This can also be built up, but not quite as much. And then this may, well, to be honest, we may end up leaving this as it is. We'll see. We'll see how we get on. What was I in the middle of doing? Something industry. We're going to extend this area down here, I think. So I just want to get in a bit of the. So right, so we've got these roads now. Okay. I think I prefer to do these ones, just because they look a bit nicer. We'll have that come to there for the time being. We'll link this up, and we will upgrade all of this. One there, one there, one there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All of these ones down here, and all of these ones down here, and all the way up here as well. So what I generally do with these roads, again we won't do it now, tackle this at a later date, is a monorail, which I probably haven't unlocked yet. Yeah, we haven't unlocked that. So the monorail, generally I anarchy that in over the top of this. So I think these roads, obviously they're looking a lot nicer than the monorail roads. It's a lot more work to get them in, however it looks quite nice come the end of it. Right, so where were we? We're going to do some offices in this area. So what we're going to do, we are going to put in, oh, we've got nicer roads now as well. We're going to start using a nicer roads. Right, okay. So we will connect this into this road here, and we are going to come here with this one, and we're going to go page up, 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 up. We're going to go to 8, and then, oh no, if we're doing a monorail over the top of that eventually, that's going to be in the way, isn't it? We're going to do that under. We'll do it under. Right, so down, 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 down. So to 12. Then under. And up, 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 up. And then there. Yeah, that looks alright. Okay. And then we're going to come down to here. And then around there. No, we won't do it there. But we will have. I want to try and avoid a four-way junction there. But this is going to. We can do a forestry area around the back of this actually. So we do it down to there. Do it down to there. And then we're going to have some roads coming off of here like this. That one can connect in there. That one can go to there and stop, and then we'll just put in a little bit of a pathway here. There we go. That didn't connect, excellent. When you put these paths in, you need to make sure that the grey bits connect, otherwise people don't walk across them. Distance too short. I'm trying to build another road. I want this one. There we go. See, now they'll be able to get across to that. We'll just put in standard offices for the time being along here. Yeah, I don't want to do the IT cluster just because they'll be absolutely enormous in there. I don't think it will fit in with that area particularly well. So that will give water. Yeah. Water. Don't forget the water. Yeah, so that will give our sort of well-educated people somewhere to work, which will hopefully lower the unemployment rate a lot. Not too sure what it's going to do for our industry area. We'll have to see about that. We will need power, and I'm going to do a underground one here. One there, one there. Yeah, okay, so what would we have in an office area? So plaza with picnic tables. We can put one of those in there. Come on. There we go. So then we can have one of those in there. That'll keep them happy. Right, okay, so we're already getting a lot more in this area. Okay, so I'm going to call it a day here with this episode. It's gone miles off topic. It's a completely different layout to how I wanted it to go, and yeah, it's sort of taken me a bit by surprise. It's basically whatever mod that I've now taken off. I had about 52 of them, which is it's a lot of mods. It's a lot of things to go wrong. One of them went wrong, and it's caused havoc. Not too much havoc, but it's yeah, put me on the back foot a bit. So I think next time we're going to look into changing this area around. So we're going to do a little bit of terraforming here, and we're going to look to put in a sort of big city sort of section in here. I imagine we're going to have some sort of beachfront along here, some sort of quay in here for sort of boats and bits and pieces like that. The bulk of our city sort of around here, and then possibly some sort of leisure around here. That's how I sort of picture it at the moment, but yeah, anything can change. This area here that we've been working on now, this is basically going to fund the rest of the build for the city until this takes over. Once that happens, we'll get a lot more people come in, we can unlock a lot more tiles and really explore the rest of this map. I believe it is 65,000. Let's double check now. 70,000. So when we get to 70, we basically unlock everything in the map, and I'm fairly sure we can pack that in the high density stuff in here. If we need to, we can also extend down here with this section and sort of do more high density here. But yeah, we'll tackle each episode as it comes. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you come back for the next one. Cheers. Bye bye.